Hello and welcome. My name is Leslie, and this is a shorter prenatal sequence for those of you that might be struggling with acid reflux or indigestion, or for any other reason don't want to do forward folding and downward facing dogs. So this is a nice, just under 30-minute flow that will still build plenty of strength and flexibility while skipping those poses that take our head below our heart. For today's practice, you are going to want a firm-ish pillow if you don't have a yoga bolster, and a couple of blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, 1 is great, and then grab yourself an extra pillow. We're going to use these props at the end of class to take an alternative to a shavasana where you're lying on your side or your back and give you a little bit of elevation, heart over hips. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to meet you on my mat. We'll start in a seated posture, and if you are using the playlist associated with this practice, go ahead and press play. You can bring one of your blocks to the back of your mat and leave one at the front. And then taking a moment just to shift the meat away from your sits bones a little bit here. Find a nice tall spine. Take a hand to your heart and your second hand to your belly as you tuck your chin really gently. Just finding the breath between your palms. So the inhale is going to lift the breath and fill your heart. And the exhale is going to send the breath down to your belly. And just using breath as this tool of connection, of love, of light, to bring yourself into a nice sense of focus, that inward facing gaze as you ready yourself for practice. Just a few more breaths, allowing the breath maybe just naturally to get a little deeper, to find even between inhales and exhales. See if you can soften your shoulders, your brow, your jaw. As we gently switch palms, let's take 3 more breaths here, just welcoming in the sense of calm, of quiet, of inward facing gaze. After your 3rd breath, gently release your hands. Let the eyes flutter. With your inhale breath, send the hands out and up. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. As you exhale, you're going to take yourself up and over to your left. So left hand planting down. Let the right shoulder move back away from its ear, and maybe gaze down for a little stability here. See if you can slightly let that top right shoulder lean back. Ground down through your right sits bone. Take another big breath to find space and length in the ribs. And then as you inhale, slowly come back to center. Lift your left hand to your right. As you exhale, goal post your arms. Let the shoulder blades hug together here. Elbows are going to tilt forward, palms back. Take a nice deep full breath. With your next inhale, reach tall, snug your belly up and in, and then exhale yourself up and over to your second side. Again, there's this extension out of the fingertips, but that left shoulder gets to slide back into its spot. You're rooting down through your left sits bone. Maybe lean back into it here, a touch, gaze down, and take 1 or 2 more breaths. Excellent. Your next inhale is going to take you back to center. As you exhale, once again, that goal posting of the arms. Stay for the in-breath. Get a little deeper in the shape. And as you exhale, wrap your right arm on top of the left, just for a moment. Left ear, left shoulder, a little side to side. Chin releases to the chest, bind releases. Use your breath to make the circle with your arms. And as you exhale, goal post. Stay for the inhale breath to deepen the shape. And now wrap your left arm on top of your right. Let your right ear drop to your right shoulder and take a couple of breaths. Exhale, release. Hands come down. Big breath, reach around you and up. As you exhale your hands, take them out and down. Extend your legs now to a V. And we'll take a little fold here with the aid of the block. So stretching the toes back, but keeping the heart nicely above the hips. Rest your forearms, bring your palms together. Chin drops towards the chest. There's a little side to side of your head here, tracing the collarbones. And then pressing your palms back to the block and lifting yourself back upright. Remove the block, bend your right knee, take that foot inside of the left thigh. If it feels more comfortable to come off of your pillow and prop, just push it to the back of your space. You're going to turn and align your body with that extended leg and hinge, but allowing the belly to stay inside of the thigh. Knowing that you can deepen the stretch here by anchoring down through your sits bones and drawing your heart a little bit forward and up, almost like an up dog sensation, but subtle. Let the chin drop to the chest so the back of the neck stays long. Maybe you hinge just a touch deeper. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And then drawing the shoulders back over the hips, plant through your right palm, take a big breath, lift up, and take some circles of your top arm. Gently release the hips to the earth. Extend back to that V and take your second side. So as the sole of the foot comes into the thigh, you need to turn your upper body to align with that leg. But know that as you hinge, you're coming inside of the thigh and you're staying with that lengthened back, that halfway lift sensation, almost veering towards that slight uplift of the heart. As I anchor down through both sits bones and draw my chin a little closer to my chest, I'm just going to take a few more breaths here, stretching into the hips, the lower back, stretching the hamstring as well. And then easing yourself upright, plant your left palm outside of your left hip, take a breath, and move that right arm around. Couple of turns, just opening into the chest, the shoulder. And quietly softening back to the earth. Cross your legs, climb your way forward. We're coming to all fours, tabletop posture here. As you arrive, take a moment to bring your shoulders aligned with your wrists and your hips aligned with your knees. And then we'll take the right toes to curl back of our mat, press the heel away. Maybe there's a little forward and back, just stretching the calf. As you come forward and reposition your shoulders over your wrists, take a moment to engage your strong core and then give that leg a float. Gazing down between your thumbs so that the back of the neck is nice and long. Invite your left hand to reach forward. Take a breath right here. And then mindfully replace palm and knee to the earth. Second side, left toes reach back. Take a moment to stretch through the sole of the foot and your calf. A little popping of that heel might happen. Let the shoulders align again with the wrists. Find that strong core engagement. Float your leg. Gaze down, long level line from heel to crown of the head. Invite your right arm forward. And take a breath here, just firing up the core a little bit. Exhale, release palm and knee down, and then we'll take it with the breath. So inhale, right leg straight, left arm long. Exhale, release. Left hand extends back, or left foot extends back, right hand forward. Exhale, release. Take it two more. Two more each side. How stable can you be in that core? Last one. Beautiful job. From here, we're going to take the block below our palms. So you're just creating a little bit more space to step your right foot forward outside of the block. And then we're going to take some movement of the hips forward, back, side to side, some big circles. Taking several breaths just to start to open that right hip and glute a little bit more deeply. Use your next breath cycle to bring your right knee so it's balanced directly over your right heel. Tent your fingertips on that block and draw your heart forward, lifting with the heart here. Add the arms and come into a crescent lunge. Can you soften your shoulders? Gaze forward somewhere steady. Take hold of your left wrist. As you inhale, grow tall here. As you exhale, little side lean up and over to your right. Hips stay nice and stable. Take a breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, quietly bring your palms to the block. Toe heel your right foot now to the edge of your sticky mat. Roll to the pinky edge of your foot. So giving you this view from the front, you're rolling the foot open. And then you're going to gently, again, drop to the forearms. So heart stays up above the hips. Chin comes towards the chest, and you're just breathing a little space into this outer right hip. Mindfully put yourself back together, toe heel the foot back in line. Right knee steps back, left foot steps forward. 8 breaths to move here. Stay with those lovely even breaths. If you notice a part of your body gripping, the jaw, the brow, see if you can bring a breath there and invite it to soften. And then using your next breath to balance your left knee over your left heel, tent your fingers, spread your chest, draw your heart forward, and rise as you're ready. Shoulders get nice and soft here. Snug your baby, your belly up and in. Take hold of your right wrist. Big breath in. The exhale leans you up and over to the left. Take a breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring the palms back to the block. Toe heel the left foot to the left edge of your sticky mat. Roll open. Possibility to drop to the forearms. Couple of breaths right here. Excellent. Bring your palms back to the block. Toe heel the foot back to the earth. We're going to tuck those back right toes, lift the knee, and bring that foot forward. With your hands on the block, you're in a little squat. I'm going to turn to face you. From here, you're going to draw your palms to your thighs, and we'll take a few cat-cows in this squat. So the inhale draws the heart forward again. You can lift the base of your spine, your tail. As you exhale, curl and round, chin to chest. Just 3 more like that. You're moving at your pace, letting the spine start to find a little movement, create a little suppleness there. Last one. Exhale, curl and round. From here, walk your hands up, straighten your legs. When you get there, soft shoulders, toe heel your feet hip width distance. Take your breath to reach your hands out and up. As you exhale, hands to heart, you'll stay rooted through your right foot and float the left knee. Flex your toes, find a still place to gaze. My shoulders are soft, spine is tall. I'm going to head into a warrior 3 from here. So much like when we took this spinal balance on our knees, can you think about extending that foot directly out of the hip? Let that frontal left hip bone drop a touch. See if you can bring length into the back of the neck as we're going to slowly land this, bending through the right knee, reaching the left toes back and down. When they touch, shoulders come over your hips and the hands lift tall. Take hold of your left wrist, big breath as you exhale up and over to your left. As you inhale, come back to center, release the bind. As you exhale, hinge forward a small amount and send your hands back behind you. Find just a little pulse here, so building the heat. Draw your palms a little closer together, gaze down for stability and pulse. Next inhale will lift you back upright, and the exhale will open your shape into a warrior two. Well, from here, gazing forward, you're going to hinge and draw your forearm to your thigh. The left hand comes long overhead. See if you can tilt that upper left shoulder back slightly. Lengthen the base of your spine to the back of your mat, so tailbone reaching towards that small edge of the back of the mat. Gaze down. As you inhale, reach the hand back behind you. As you exhale, reach it forward. This time as you inhale, let it carry you into a reverse triangle. Big breath here. Exhale, find parallel position to the earth with the arms. Inhale is star pose. Exhale is goddess pose, hands to heart and the knees come wide. Soften the shoulders and the jaw. Take a big breath to open your arms wide. And as you exhale, wrap your right arm on top of your left. So you're into that eagle shape, goddess position in the legs. Just take a little side to side here. See if you can really engage the glutes, engage the pelvic floor. Soften the toes, soften the jaw. Take 2 more full deep breaths. Releasing the bind. The inhale is going to take me back to star. The exhale is going to return me to that warrior two. Listening carefully here. Toe heel your right foot a touch to the right so that you're opening up the stance. Give your back left fingers a little wiggle. As you gaze forward, exhale, drop your left hand down, and inhale, lift to that high crescent lunge once again. Big transition, we're gonna land at the top of our mat in chair pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring yourself to chair. Inhale, straighten your legs and stand, hands at your sides. We'll take a little rest here between sides, hand to heart, hand to belly. Little tuck of the chin, seeing if you can bring that same sense of calm and connection that we found on our seat right here. Just utilizing this calm, this moment of stillness to find a little rest on our feet. Gently switch your hands and give yourself just a couple more breaths. Beautiful job. Release your hands at your sides. Sweep them around you as you breathe in. As you breathe out, anchor your palms to your heart. Feel roots through your left foot and float your right knee. So you're coming back to that one-legged Tadasana, second side, belly snugging in, shoulders are soft, and I'm gazing somewhere still. We're headed to that warrior three, hands stay at the heart center, right leg shoots back. As you pause in your balance for a moment, that little uplift of the heart, that dropping down of the right frontal hip bone. I'm gonna start to bend through my standing knee, reach back, reach back. As the right toes touch, gather the shoulders over your hips, add your arms as you're ready. Take a beautiful breath here, just arriving. Know that you can always toe heel that left foot open a little bit if you landed on a balance beam. And then I'm going to take hold of my right wrist now, big breath. The exhale takes me up and over to the left. Use your next inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart, and then shifting forward, the hands fly back. Just pause for a moment here. I have a long line from my back, lifted right heel to the crown of my head. My next inhale is going to bring shoulders back over hips and arms nice and tall. As I exhale, I'm opening into my warrior two. And then I'm hinging forward into that extended side angle. Take a moment as you arrive to see if you can let that top shoulder lean back, Lengthen your tailbone towards the back of the mat. Snug your beautiful baby, your belly up and in. And then as you inhale, reach back. As you exhale, reach forward. Use the inhale to come into a reverse triangle. Use the exhale to parallel your arms. Inhale is star pose, and the exhale is that goddess pose. So you're sliding in gently. Once there, find that movement of the hips settle in. Feel the engagement in your core here. So glutes really active, pelvic floor hugging in, belly hugging in. We're going to open our arms wide, and this time wrap the left arm on top of the right. And take those really deep breaths into the back of the heart. Just a few more breaths here. We're almost there. Gently release your hands, rise to your star pose. Exhale to your warrior two to the front. So now my left knee is bending, that right leg is straight and strong. I might toe heel the left foot open a bit to make space for this big transition. Wiggle your back right toes, gaze forward, exhale, release that arm long. Inhale, let it carry you into your high lunge. Take a breath to prepare, and then it's that step forward, chair pose. And I'm inhaling to rise. Really nicely done. Take a big breath, reach around you and up. And as you exhale, let the hands now pass through the heart and down, little buoyancy in the knees. So we'll take it 3 times, and just moving those circles around you as you slow down here. Nice, last one. Exhale, bring the hands out and down, find your hips, move your feet as wide as your sticky mat, and then start to take some nice big circles of the hips here. Just circle out the hips, release. Reverse your circles. And then staying right here, feet as wide as your sticky mat, bend your knees, come on back to that supported squat, palms at your thighs. We're going to take those inhales to find that cow shape and the exhales to curl and round chin to chest. Just 2 more. And then inhaling to a neutral spine, drop forearms to the thighs. Find the block and bringing it under your palms. Bring one knee back and down and then the other. Well, from here, lift, point, flex, circle your toes. And then releasing them to the earth. Knees are going to shift to one side, hips to the other. And we will sweep our feet forward, setting up for a seated figure 4. As you lean back on your palms, maybe there's a little side to side of the knees to start, just that little sense of massage, of release for the glutes, the hips. And then we will begin crossing the right ankle over the left, flexing the toes, lifting the heart. Opportunity to deepen the shape by toe heeling the left foot towards the left glute a bit. If you love that double-seated half pigeon, or double-seated pigeon, full pigeon, toe heel your left foot to the right and start to bring your joints to stack. So shoulders are coming over the hips. That right toe is going to stay really engaged in that flexation. If you're like me and your knee is far from the earth, block underneath it might be a nice support, and then find a tall spine. If there's space and room, you may be able to hinge a little bit forward here. Let's take just a few breaths, just releasing. Chin might drop to the chest and move side to side, tracing the collarbone. And as you lift your gaze, start to hinge back and come out the same way you came in. So toe heeling the left foot back in line with the hip, gently uncrossing. Taking the second crossing, flexing the toes. Possibility to move the right heel in a touch. If it feels like that double-seated pigeon is calling your name, then you're starting to toe heel your right foot to the left. You're bringing your joints to stack. Possibility for the support of the block under your bottom. That's your right knee. And then with a beautiful tall spine, possibility to hinge forward a little bit to further deepen the stretch. Give yourself about 5 or 6 more breaths. And feel all even, both sides, hinge back. And gently come out as you came in. Uncross your ankle one last time, that side to side of the knees. And then we are going to set up for a Shavasana with an elevated heart. So with your 2 blocks, if you've got them, you're going to make an L shape with the back block a little taller than the front. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can simulate this with a couple extra pillows. The idea is just to create a little elevation. More is obviously going to be better for that indigestion. A little flatter might feel better in your body. So you're going to need to just assess how much or little you like this angle. And then we're going to bring the base of our spine to the bottom, right up against the bottom of that pillow or bolster, and really easefully edge our way back. Once there, I like to take my hands at the base of my skull and just gently position myself so there's lots of space in my neck. You might bring your arms nice and wide. This is a really lovely passive heart opener. If you want maximum easefulness and support for your low back, feet would come wide and your knees would rest in on one another. But you can also play with taking the soles of the feet together, knees wide, or extending them like that more traditional Shavasana. And you come into the position in a way that feels best in your body. Start to allow your eyes to close, your jaw to soften. Inviting breath to return to its natural, unthinking rhythm. You welcome yourself into this, our final posture. This is your Shavasana. When you feel ready to come out of this Shavasana, if your legs are long, bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And then bringing the palms to the earth as well, you're going to just shift your hips slightly to one side, let the knees roll to the other. And then really carefully plant your top palm down and press your way back to a seat. Possibility to take a seat on your heels or with crossed legs. Well, one last time, take that beautiful gesture, reaching our hands around us and up, filling up with breath. And as we exhale, letting the hands anchor to the heart, From here, lifting that prayer to your third eye center, and as you drop your forehead into your thumbs, taking a moment to silently thank and honor yourself for a lovely practice. To silently thank and honor your baby for joining you in that practice and for choosing you in his or her life. And please know that I'm very grateful to you for joining me and allowing me to guide you through. Namaste. Thank you very much. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, whatever that holds, and I hope you'll join me again soon for another of these short, focused practices. I'm Leslie. Thanks again. Bye.